Hi, my name is Jamie Williams, and I was born on July 18th of 1996. And obviously, the video is going to be about the historical things that happened in July of 96. Obviously. I mean, come on. We're all doing the same assignment, right, guys? Yeah, so I thought. Anyway, before I get into the bad and good things that happened in July of 96, I'm going to introduce my audience to you guys. Alright, this is my mom.
Hi.
This is Nani.
Hi.
This is my sister's friend. And
Hi.
this is my sister Jenna. This is my girlfriend Haley.
Hi.
And that's Mimi. Alright. Alright, guys. So a lot of good and bad things happened in July of 96. Now, I want to start with the bad things, because that's what I just happened to research first. So, the first bad thing I found out was actually really surprising to me, because I found out that the famous rapper Tupac was shot and killed. And what had happened is the West Coast and the East Coast had their little dispute, and Tupac ended up dying out of it, getting shot and killed, and it was, really sad for everybody, because he was the most inspirational rapper of his time, and, still is big today. There is rumor that Tupac is still alive, and I would argue with you that he definitely is, but that's for a different video. So, moving on. The next bad thing I found was about a flight called Flight 800 from the airport in New York. It took off and it was flying for X amount of hours, and it ended up not making it to its destination. Well, they found out that just about midway through their flight, it actually crash landed and ended up killing everybody on the flight, which is really sad because, everybody that died was, somebody's mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or aunt, uncle, brother, sister. It's just really upsetting to think about it. The next bad thing that I found was the bombing at the Summer Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, there were bomb threats about it, but no one was for sure. And what ended up happening was a man overheard the talking about bombing at the Olympic Games and called the police, but the bombs went off and the police didn't respond fast enough. So it did result in a couple casualties. A couple people died, and it was just really terrible, especially for an Olympic gaming event, because that's so popular and supposed to be fun. Well, the bombing happened, and it was just really upsetting. And the fourth and final thing I did find bad about July of 1996 was the famous trial of O.J. Simpson. Now, he was put on trial for murdering his ex-wife and her love interest. Now, people will argue to this day, was he guilty? Was he not guilty? I don't know. I could argue that with you guys, but different video. Gotta remember that. Anyway, now let's get on to the good things about July of 96. Now, before I get into anything good about July of 96, the best thing ever, I was born. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, a lot of cool things I found. The first thing I found out about July of 1996 was the Nintendo 64 was released, and this was really cool to find out for me because I love Nintendo 64. I love video games. That was my first video game console when I was a kid. It was really cool to find out. The second thing that I found that was really cool about July of 96 was Michael Jordan actually signed a contract, a one-year contract with the Chicago Bulls for $25 million. Now, that's impressive. And that $25 million contract made him the highest paid athlete in the entire world of team sports in 96. And he signed it in July. Pretty cool. All right. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about, I have two movies. But before I get into those movies, I actually found out that gas was around average in July of '96 was actually 122 a gallon. That's insane. If I had 122 a gallon, I'd be able to fill up my tank with like $12. Only if, right? But anyway, a really popular movie that I found out that was one of the more popular movies in July of '96 was the movie Space Jam. Again, featuring Michael Jordan. I love basketball. I'm wearing the Golden State Warriors hoodie. Absolutely love basketball. Anyway, the movie Space Jam was very, very popular, and I love it. It was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. But yeah, it was really popular. And then the movie that came out in July of '96, when it's still popular to this day, it's still a favorite movie by some of you out there. It was The Independence Day, starring Will Smith, which is one of my favorite actors of all time. Him and this movie about his aliens and all this stuff, it was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you guys go watch it. It's a great movie. But anyway, it looks like we're all out of time and all the things that happened. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in another video.